Welcome back to another video. Thank you guys for watching. I'm Z Shaw.
I'm
That
Jay. What's going on, guys?
was going on. Sorry, we missed the video. We were in Philly filming more content for our other channel off script. Check us out on YouTube and TikTok. But in the meantime, there is a lot to talk about, especially one of the most boring and uninteresting primetime games of the weekend and maybe this season, Eagles versus Packers. Jay, your thoughts and reaction.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely was a very, very boring, very low scoring game. One of those, it's honestly, what been one of those weeks. I mean, right? I mean, we had the same type. I think it was the same exact score with the Broncos and the Raiders just a few days prior. So I don't know. I think that a lot of times this happens. You get these weeks that are weird. We got the Bills get blown out by the Dolphins. I mean, we'll talk about that a little later, but like that's crazy too. And stuff like that. We have those weeks, and it's just like where it's like very difficult. But hey, as an Eagles fan, I'm happy because we did pull out the win. Last minute win. Defense played lights out, so that's all I could really be happy about. Offense looks sluggish, slow. But honestly, I'm not worried after an ugly win. I mean, we saw them win ugly last year, and you saw what happened. So at the end of the day, I think that they just need to really kind of get it together on offense. Kevin Patullo will most likely be the downfall if there's going to be a downfall of the Eagles this year. But this is a fairly good Green Bay team. Yes, they've been inconsistent. Yes, they were 5-2-1, I think, going into that game. But at the end of the day, Jordan Love, when he's hot, he's hot. When that offense is popping, it's popping. When that defense is popping, especially with Micah now, it's popping. So I think, given the circumstances, coming off the bye, dealing with a team like this who's had a lot of bright spots this year, I think that I'm not too worried, not too upset about it. On to the next. We got a rough schedule coming up.
Shot. I mean, sucks that Howie Roseman is the Eagles GM. Trade for Jalen Phillips, who has elite talent, had a couple injuries. Maybe production hasn't been matched his talent, but man, you trade just a third round pick for Jalen Phillips, and the Eagles are probably not going to resign him, but he's going to leave and sign to another team, hopefully the Commanders, and the Eagles are going to get a third round pick in compensation. So basically, the Eagles didn't lose a pick, and you're getting an elite player for half a year to shore up their pass rush. Props, and I'll give credit where credit's due.
Yeah, man.
I,
Listen,
I
listen.
just hold on. I just don't understand like why other teams wouldn't do that. Like you're not going to trade a third round pick for a rental, and you're getting a third round pick back. It's like the Chiefs, the Bills, any contender, the Packers, like Rams. Why didn't you go get Jalen Phillips? I don't understand why Howie's making these moves and other GMs aren't. Um,
I know he's listen. He's just that chef Howie Roseman. He is a wizard cook with the numbers. That man is absolutely the Harry Potter of the league. You know what I'm saying? Like, so how he does stuff and like how he gets deals done and the stuff he does in the off season and before the trade deadline. Often pulling off blockbuster trades like right before it looks like, oh my gosh, what's going on? And a lot of times his trades are really like kind of, it's like you look at a trade, you're like, wow, okay, I see how this might work. But you never thought, immediately we need an edge rusher. People start thinking Max Crosby. People start thinking Myles Garrett. People start thinking these huge names. And Jalen Phillips, while he is a big name, he's not on the level of those guys. But this is the type of thing you can make work. He just did with Zach Bond last year. So all in all, I think that I love Howie. I hope he never, ever, 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 ever leaves as GM. I hope that he could just stay with us until he's like pushing flowers. But hey, man.
all right, moving on. We've said what we need to say. We're reacting to Colin Cowherd and Nick Wright's glazing on Caleb Williams. They literally said last week, if they had to redo the draft, they're taking Drake May at 1, Caleb at 2, then Jaden. And I think that is ridiculous. First of all, the glazing needs to stop. Imagine if Caleb Williams went to the MC Championship game his rookie year. Colin Cowherd and Nick Wright would probably put him top 5 and give him the benefit of the doubt, even if he was injured this year. Like, you got to give Jaden Daniels the benefit of the doubt. Jaden Daniels had one elite weapon in Terry McLaurin. Good running game, but Brian Robinson's not on the level Saquon Barkley is. Average O-line, below average defense at best. And yes, he got a new owner, new GM, new head coach. So yes, it was a fresh start, which was great. But he took a Average at best, I'm being generous, average at best, Commanders team in 2024 to the NFC Championship game, winning 2 playoff games on the road as a rookie. The Bears have always had the better roster and more talent in the past 5 years at least compared to the Commanders. So Caleb Williams is finally starting to put it together. He has a great coach, sorry, a good coach in Ben Johnson, but it's too early to tell. What if the Bears flame out and don't make the playoffs? What if they make the playoffs and lose in round one, which I predict they will? Like, there's too much to say. And Drake May's on a heater right now. He is in the MVP conversation, but Drake May hasn't played a full year yet. So I think it's the glazing's too much, and it's recency bias. Colin Cowherd just moved to Chicago, so he's trying to hype up Caleb Williams and the Bears. And Nick Wright, he loves the Bears, but the Bears have always been overrated. Like, what do you think, Jay?
Yeah, I mean, listen, Caleb has a generational arm. I do like Caleb Williams a lot. Has he lived up to expectations? Sometimes. When you're thinking about what you want a franchise guy to come in and do, I think that he is doing an okay job at just kind of making the offense work, on his time. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I feel like these guys are paid to flip flop. That's what they do. One year they say one thing, the next year they say another thing. Now Drake May's had a solid year, but I mean, think about it. He does struggle versus pressure. His footwork looks sloppy sometimes. He throws off his back foot when he's got people in his face. Caleb also has his problems. Both of these dudes have their issues. If the only two people to pick for 1 and 2 were Caleb and Drake May, I could see maybe, you're going to have to make a decision. But, I take so many other quarterbacks before either of these guys.
Well, we're just talking about the draft, the last year's draft.
No, but that's what I'm saying is, last year's draft had more than just Caleb Williams and Drake May in it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. But you would take Bo Nix over Caleb and Drake May is what I'm asking.
No. But there's other guys, you know what I'm saying, who are in the draft that I think just have better talent and have shown more this year than either Caleb Williams or Drake May.
Who?
Well, I guess that's true.
Michael Penix? McCarthy?
No, you're right. I guess when I think about the totality of the talent, sure. But I don't know. Flip-flopping it and saying you take Drake May number 1 and Caleb number 2, I think that Caleb does a good job at what he does, and I think that he's got the Bears maybe not in the right position to be 100% successful, but he has them on the right track for the future. Drake May, like you said, it's just recency bias. You know what I'm saying? There's some struggle there. There's even though he has a very dominant record right now and he's had a pretty solid year, it's still okay, let's calm down. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, maybe you're right. There are other quarterbacks that, are doing more or less. I mean, when I think about the totality of the quarterbacks that were taken last year, but I don't know. I'm feeling like at the end of the day, guys like Caleb, guys like Drake May, they both still have building to do. They both still have stuff they need. They still need a GM to put people around them to put them in the best position. I'd argue with you though. I don't know about the better ride. I don't know, at least receiving wise, because I feel like you guys have more to work with receiving wise than Caleb does.
Bears they drafted Rome Odunze 9, same draft class with Caleb. He was the third best receiver, if not second best, coming out of that draft class.
Yeah.
They have DJ Moore. They just drafted right. Luther Burden, second round pick. So he's got first round, second round talent. They have Cole Kmet, solid tight end. They just drafted Loveland, first rounder. And then they have Swift, who's very talented. You guys have Swift. You know how talented he is.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of weapons.
I'm saying you don't have. Like Terry McLaurin, right? He's a stud. He's a stud.
He's a stud.
Right. But I don't think they have. Okay, all right. DJ Moore. He's good. He's solid. He's not top 5. He's not top 10. I don't think. I think that you might be able to pop him in the top 15. Cole Kmet's good. Loveland's good.
Well, in terms of quality of depth, their rosters is better. Even their defense had more talent than us last year.
Yeah,
I would
yeah.
argue.
But I think I'm just saying like more. I think that they need like give Caleb a stud, and I think that if you put Terry McLaurin with Caleb Williams, we love hypotheticals when we talk about Jalen, so let's do that. If we take Terry McLaurin and put him with the Bears, I think that Caleb Williams goes off. Yeah, I think he has a generational year. Yeah.
Generational year. That's bro. We talk about Caleb Williams missing layups, missing easy throws in the beginning of the season. We talk about generational run. What are we talking about?
I'm obviously joking and exaggerating, but what I'm saying is, I think he has a solid. I think he has a chance if you give him one or two pieces. I think that Luther Burden has a lot of upside. That was a really good draft pick. He was actually one of the best receivers coming out of the draft. If you ask me, I think that he was a very underrated pick. But yeah, I don't know. As for Drake May, I don't know about that. I just, if we're saying we take Drake May one based off of what? Based off of this year, like where he's just like, what I'm saying? Like I just feel like I don't know, man. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. But let's move on to the Giants. Firing the head coach Brian Daboll midseason, which I do not agree with. I think you only fire a head coach midseason if you're truly ass, if you're Urban Meyer and kicking your players, if there's no culture and no one respects you, if you lost the locker room, or to get a head start on the next head coaching search. I don't think the Giants know who their next head coach is. There are lots of names floating around.
Yeah.
But Jay, your initial thoughts on
I
that?
mean, listen, here's the thing. Um, Brian Daboll is not a bad coach. He's he's a damn good coach actually. Like low key, if you even go back to college, I mean he coached Jalen. You know what I'm saying? Like and he coached Tua. He coached some high powered names in the NFL right now. I just think he is paying for front office mistakes. I think he's paying for the Daniel Jones mistake. I don't know. I don't think that Daniel Jones was a mistake. I think that he just wasn't working for that organization. But at the same time, I think it's one of those situations, kind of like where they're looking for a fall guy. It's gonna go on him. Um, but really, I don't think he has a whole lot to do with the downfall of the Giants. I think the Giants were doomed from the start when they decided to start Russell Wilson. You know, and I get it because that's what you do. You have the young guy sit behind the veteran, and who better to sit behind than Russell Wilson? But after a while, you knew that it was going to be, because Russell Wilson hasn't been good for like almost 5 years now. You know what I'm saying? Like
It,
it's
it's weird
so
because Joe Shane and Brian Daboll came from the Bills. Daboll was the OC, Joe Shane was the assistant GM. They were like this, locked in together. Their wives are best friends, their families are best friends. So it was very surprising to see. I think John Mara, the owner, came in and said, "I don't like Daboll. Let's fire him." My thing is, you just drafted Jackson Dart, and no one wanted Jackson Dart except for Brian Daboll. Brian Daboll saw the potential in Dart, and now you just fired the head coach who pounded the table and had Jackson Dart's back. So now you're going to find a new head coach and attach Jackson Dart to the new head coach. So my thing is like, teams always get this wrong. You got to start fresh. This is why the Commanders did so well. GM, head coach, quarterback all have to be on the same page. If you just fire the head coach and have the quarterback and GM, I mean, Dart's not Josh Allen. Anyone's going to take a Josh Allen job. So you don't know what you have in Dart. And if the head coach comes in and says, "I don't like Dart. He doesn't fit my system, my offense." You got to get rid of Dart and start it all over and draft a new quarterback and still have the GM. I don't understand it. I'd rather just start fresh. If you're going to fire Daboll, you fire Joe Shane, and you trade Dart. Like Dart's not Josh Allen or Mahomes. No one's just going to come in and say, "I'm going to tailor the system around you because you're
you
that
think
good."
you think that they should fire? They should get rid of Dart?
I'm saying if you're going to fire Daboll, you get rid of Joe Shane. If you get rid of those two, I think you start fresh at quarterback and just wipe the slate clean. Because I would have given Daboll another 2 years at least with Dart and see what he could do. I wouldn't have fired him mid-season. I think that's
Yeah,
kind of
no, I mean,
crazy.
I definitely don't agree with them firing him in mid-season. But I mean, we've seen strange things happen. I couldn't see a world where they got rid of Dart, even firing those two, just because he's shown tremendous upside for them so far. And even without the coaching, even without, guys around him like that, I think he still has. I'd be kicking myself in the face if I were to get rid of a guy who helped beat the Super Bowl champions and went the fuck off in that game. So I don't know.
Listen, you've spent a first round pick on him. We traded up for Dart. You're not going to get rid of him. But all I'm saying is like, I think those three positions, GM, head coach, quarterback, are so important that everyone has to be on the same page. Because look at the Bears. The Bears had Mitch Trubisky and they hired Eberflus. Got rid of Trubisky, drafted Justin Fields or something like that. Sorry, let's go back. Eberflus was on the hot seat, and then they drafted Caleb Williams at number one. Okay, cool. Eberflus needs to win now compared to Caleb developing and becoming the player he needs to be. So they're on both different timelines. Is
Yeah.
all I'm saying. It's like it's kind of crazy. Who do you think would be a great head coaching candidate for the Giants?
So a few names. Ben Johnson, maybe.
For the Giants? He's with the Bears.
He's with. Oh, for the Giants. Oh, whoa. Wait. My bad. Okay, listen. I don't know. I mean, I think maybe Bobby Slowick, possibly. He with the Texans right now. He's the OC.
He got fired.
Yeah, so I'm saying maybe pop.
No. Slowick is gone. He's not even with the Texans anymore.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Oh,
Go get him because he's recently lost his job, and maybe get him. I mean, he helped CJ Stroud's development. Honestly, I know there's a few names floating around, but I don't know. Maybe Eric Bieniemy.
Bieniemy is the running backs coach for the Bears.
I know. You guys have history with him. I think he deserves a shot, though. I mean, that's my thing. Like these guys who are offensive coordinators and running back coaches, and these are the guys who get called up to be head coaches if they're doing a good job what they're doing. So, so far, I think that they'll probably go that route. Now, I'm talking long term. I'm talking like going next year. I don't know what they're going to do in the meantime for head coach for the rest of the year. Probably have someone step up.
They have Mike Kafka as the interim, who I don't know. He's always been a finalist the past 2 years. Let me throw two names at you, and let's see if you agree. Number one, Lane Kiffin. Lane Kiffin was at Ole Miss, Jackson Dart's college coach. Who doesn't know Jackson Dart better than Lane Kiffin right now? You offer Kiffin the bag. Number two, trade for Mike Tomlin. This was a name floated by Colin Cowherd. You trade for a big personality, a big name like Mike Tomlin to come in and clean up the culture, get these guys competitive, which is what he does. All right, brings out the best and the worst of these players. Okay, you bring in a big personality. The Giants were successful with Coughlin. They could be successful with Mike Tomlin, and Tomlin can get away from the AFC because Tomlin's allergic to developing and finding quarterbacks.
Yeah, I think that Tomlin's time time with the Steelers is running nigh. Honestly, yeah. I don't know. I think that they'll be looking for other options soon. If the Steelers don't have any success in the near future, so I don't know. I feel like that could be a viable move. I know that Cowherd likes to float things up there that are like, what I'm saying, like, oh, this huge thing could happen, and a lot of times it doesn't. So we'll see if it does happen or not. But I think that it could be a smart move for them. I agree with you. But I think that they'll likely go with someone who is not a head coach currently. They'll probably go, like I said, someone who's an offensive line coach or an offensive coordinator or a running back coach or a wide receiver coach, because that's what tends to happen, and hope that they find success. So we'll see what happens. I don't know.
Yeah. So let's move on. In the meantime of firings, Nico Harrison fired. Bye, Nico. Yeah. Mavs fans can't chant "fire Nico" anymore, which was my favorite thing to say. But the worst GM in history, or the Lakers' best GM ever.
Are you a Mavs fan?
No, I'm a LeBron fan. So
he's a LeBron.
Listen. As a basketball fan, you just want to see incompetency just go away because he ruined that whole city.
Oh, yeah.
He ruined a whole city's economy One
Yeah.
man with one trade. You
Yeah.
trade away your generational superstar, Luka Doncic, who's going to take the torch from Dirk Nowitzki, and you traded him away for pennies on the dollar. Nah, yes, pennies on the dollar, scraps of pieces of paper. And oh my God, I am happy. I am
Yeah.
joyful because Nico Harrison is arrogant. He thinks he's the smartest man in the room, and he made probably the worst trade in NBA history, if not in all sports history. And I'm glad to see this man go. This man has failed upwards. Not. Let me just tell you a quick story. He was the executive for Nike, and he was in charge of recruiting Steph Curry to Nike. Nico Harrison put on the slideshow for Steph Curry, and guess whose picture showed up first? It wasn't Steph. It was Kevin Durant. Steph Curry left that meeting and said, I'm going to sign with Under Armour. Best shooter ever, one of the best point guards of all time, left Nike. Nike could have made $1 billion with Steph. That's Nico Harrison's fault. Then Nico Harrison's in charge of the Luka trade. I'm just very, very happy to see that. Because you shouldn't keep your job if you fuck up that bad. And he was like, oh, Mavs fans aren't seeing the vision. Well, you had a 1.8% chance of winning the lottery, and you won it because Adam Silver felt sorry for you. I'm going to put my tinfoil hat on and say the NBA gave the Mavs the #1 pick to draft Cooper Flag. And it wasn't even the Lakers pick. If it was the Lakers pick and the Lakers didn't make the playoffs and you turned that into Cooper Flag, I could have been like, oh shit, like maybe you kind of know what you're doing. But you're not. You got lucky with Cooper Flag. And then AD's hurt. Kyrie got hurt.
Lucky.
You got too many centers and forwards on your team. You don't have a point guard. You don't have a floor general. And it's like, you got to go, Nico. It's your time. What do you think?
Oh yeah, I mean worst trade in NBA history, if you ask me. And then when you trade your franchise player and the face of your team, you either do two things: you get massive value, or you get fired. It is that simple. There's no way he could have. I mean, we should have known that when that trade went through and that ping came through on our phone from the ESPN app. Download it today, or
we're not sponsored by ESPN.
We're getting sponsorships. Yeah, when that ping came across your phone and you got that breaking news that Luka's been traded, and then you're like, oh my God, what did he get traded for? And then you look and you're like, Anthony Davis, what the is this?
You didn't get 10 first-round picks? I would have 10 first-round picks at least.
When you saw that, the first thing that went through my mind was the song. You were about to lose your job. You were about to lose. Because there's no way. There is no way, okay? Roster balance issues, first of all, okay? Because you make a trade like that, you can't lean on anything. You got roster balance. There's defensive inconsistency on that team. Over reliance on Luka and Kyrie, and now Luka's gone, and where's Kyrie? You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, this is what he gets. The return for Dallas was absolutely. I mean, we don't have to talk about it. We don't have to talk about it.
AD has been hurt.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God.
And AD literally, if I'm not mistaken, right, the AD got hurt before he got to play for the Mavericks.
Pretty much. AD hasn't, in like 45 games, AD suited up for the Mavs 14 times, bro.
Ridiculous.
14 times.
Ridiculous. You know, it's just crazy because, and on top of that, the cultural issues, you know, you make sweeping internal changes. This loses trust. This loses credibility for your fan. I mean, trust from your fan base and credibility for you. Excuse me. After a series of bad moves, everyone's looking for an answer. You don't have one. You gotta go. You got fans chanting "fire you." Okay, like you're a GM, right? You're not a coach. You're not. You got fans chanting to fire you. So hey, man, you're shit in the bed. You that's what's gonna happen.
Disrespecting Luka Doncic at every turn. I saw there's video of Michael Finley, the assistant GM, taking a beer away from Luka after making the finals because he's heavy. Bro, that's a grown man. You're gonna treat him like a child, bro? Are you serious? Like, and let him enjoy his beer. He just got you to the finals, bro.
100%, bro. 100%.
Nico fired like Luka's best friend and trainer and like made sweeping changes and brought in his friend who doesn't even have a certification to be an NBA trainer. That's why they're that's probably have all these injuries because you got a fucking doofus who doesn't know what the fuck he's doing with a high power position as a trainer for the NBA team. Like, are you serious?
You
Like,
snapping out right now, Z.
I am because Nico, like, this is what pisses me off. How does a guy like Nico Harrison just fail upward, bro? He provides no value. The trades that allegedly he made, it was by someone else, bro, and he went to the Pistons. I forgot his name, but now the Pistons are good and the Mavs are bad. It's like the Mavs were built with all the Gafford, PJ Washington to surround Luka with defense and versatility and rim protection. And now
Yeah.
you have all these forwards and no Kyrie and no floor generals. It's just
Yeah, I mean the Pistons just beat the hot Sixers. You know what I'm saying? So and listen, we'll see what happens going forward. But I think that to me, I just like look back at this whole thing and how everything unfolded and laugh. So what do you think's next for Nico? Do you think he goes and GMs for another team, or you think he just
hell
goes?
no. You think an NBA team is going to be like, oh my God, I want that guy. The guy who traded away my generational superstar. I want that guy. That guy's the guy to lead the charge. Oh yeah, he's great. He's never going to have an NBA job again. His rep is ruined, bro. Like,
You have to understand though. Yes, it is, but he also is responsible for drafting Luka. So
no, that's not him. That was not him. He was brought in later. There's no.
Oh shit, you're right because he was born in 2021, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Oh, you're right.
Yes.
You're right.
He's not responsible for drafting Luka.
Nope.
He would have his grubby little fingerprints all over the organization, so that's why he traded Luka away. Like, bro, I'm so pissed off. I'm so fired up how much I hate this guy. And now he's gone. He's done. Get the fuck out of here.
Because you hate him so much that he's not even the GM for your team.
Yeah, exactly. But as a LeBron and Lakers fan, I'm happy. So
yeah, no, I get that. You should be. He was helping you guys out. I think we should look at him to see if he was involved in any of this betting stuff. I think
frame him, bro. Chauncey Billups, frame this guy.
Yeah, something's wrong, man. Something's wrong. Who makes a move like that? You know what I'm saying? Something seems fishy.
That's what I thought. Like, but you know what the problem was? The Durham or Patrick Durham, whatever, the governor, the new owner of the Mavs, he doesn't know shit about basketball. So he's like, I'm going to give the keys to Nico Harrison to make basketball moves. I'm going to trust you. And usually that works out, right? But Nico Harrison is such a dumbass that he trades away his generational superstar. And that's why the Mavs owner finally fired him, because he realized, he was saying nice to that Mavs fan wearing the Luka jersey. He was like, oh shit, let me talk to this guy. And he realizes how I feel so bad for Dallas Mavericks fans, not Cowboys fans. Fuck the Cowboys. Fuck Dallas.
No,
but
yeah.
I feel bad for Mavericks fans because it was so ridiculous. I hate incompetency, especially in high power positions like GM for an NBA team.
Yeah,
Okay.
I hear you.
That's my rant, guys.
Yeah. Thanks for coming to Z's TED Talk, guys. I didn't have a whole lot to say about this.
Tune in tomorrow. Okay, Jay, I'll give you the floor. The Bills got rolled by Miami, belt to ass.
Yeah. Hey, listen, dude. I think we discussed this. Do we think that it is time for Sean McDermott to go? Do we think it's? Do you think the clock is striking fire time?
The clock's been expired, like milk.
Damn.
Like Nico Harrison.
Hey, listen. I'll say this. I think it might be time for McDermott to go. We have, as the Eagles fan, we have experience with Sean McDermott. He was good for what we had him for, I believe, but I don't know that he's head coach material. I think that all in all, Josh Allen is the one carrying the team. Okay, he makes Sean McDermott look good, but I don't think that Sean McDermott is built to be a head coach. The Bills look unprepared. They have no fire in big games, so that is somewhat of an on-field issue. But McDermott's defensive play calling is conservative. There's no adjustments to speed. There's nothing. It's just waterless. It's just baseless and has no flavor or seasoning on it. It's starting to remind me of the Ben Johnson-led Eagles, where everything was. I mean, Kevin Patullo's bad.
Brian Johnson.
Brian. No, it's not Ben Johnson. Brian Johnson. Hey, listen, I get it. You know what I'm saying? Kevin Patullo's bad, but Brian Johnson was abysmal when it came to predictability and the type of plays and just having good schemes to just adjust to different defenses. It doesn't seem like that's happening with McDermott. So I don't know. I also feel like I don't know.
McDermott is just he's a decent coach, but the game has passed him, unfortunately. Like these older coaches, the 50-year-olds, they just don't see the game the way a 40-year-old does. That 10-year difference means everything. He doesn't see how the game has passed him. He thinks Josh Allen should truck linebackers and not slide. If Josh Allen's trying to truck a linebacker, it better be to win the Super Bowl or a playoff game,
no,
not against the fucking Dolphins.
You do not put that on your quarterback. You are to protect your quarterback at all costs. Trying to, it's just, yes, Josh Allen can do those things, but they should never be urged to do that type of thing as a quarterback because who's the Bills' backup? Do you even know? I don't know.
Trubisky.
I didn't even know he still played. I'm going to be honest with you.
Bro, no quarterback two is going to take a team to win the Super Bowl. Nick Foles is an exception because he had a great team around him. But the Bills don't have a great team. They have a mid roster at best.
No, their team is not good. They have two good players, I think. Josh Allen and James Cook. Those are their two standout players. Yeah. I mean, that's not to say like, okay, I mean, I do. Shakir's good sometimes. Coleman's good sometimes. But like,
they say Coleman's ass, bro. Like
he's good sometimes. He has his moments, like anybody, because we also have to keep in mind that these are NFL players. So, I mean, yes, ass to a certain extent, but they're all going to have bright spots to an extent as well. But I don't know, man. I don't know. What do you think should happen here? What do you think should happen? Do you think it should, do you think that they should just pull a Daboll and fire him mid-season, or you think not have a good record?
I'm not gonna fire McDermott, even though I've been saying he should be fired, just because just make the playoffs and you never know what can happen, right? I, as the owner, would put out a statement and say it's Super Bowl or bust. And everything's on the table if we don't win the Super Bowl except for 17. And that gives the message to everyone. If we don't win the Super Bowl, then we're firing the GM, the head coach, and if you're a hot coordinator like a Clint Kubiak, a Cliff Kingsbury, Lane Kiffin, hold off on accepting another job, because if we don't win the Super Bowl, you could be coaching Josh Allen. I would do that. That's what I would do. Send the message loud and clear. Super Bowl or bust.
Man, I don't. That is a bold message to send.
Yes, but
very bold. I don't know if I do it.
It's a bold message, but also sends a message to not only their team and the fans and the NFL, but to coaching candidates to hold off. Who
do you think could possibly be if they were to hypothetically fire McDaniel? Who do you think would be a good candidate, like we did for Brian Johnson?
Brian Daboll. Brian Daboll.
I keep saying Brian Johnson. Why do I keep confusing these coaches, man?
I don't know.
Time today.
I don't know. Stop doing it.
Brian Johnson, there's a lot of Brians and B's. That's what it's Ben Johnson, Brian Daboll. Yeah,
go get a unique name or something, guys.
Be named LeBron.
Luca. Go be Giannis.
Yeah. Be named Puka Nakua. You know what I'm saying? But speaking of Ben Johnson. Once again, I think Ben Johnson would be listen.
You think he would leave Chicago to go to Buffalo? He would have to quit or ask to be traded. He's under contract. Brian Daboll is the coach I would consider, because he was the OC and he helped mold Josh Allen into the quarterback he is now.
Yeah.
Anyone who knows Josh Allen best, it's Brian Daboll. I would highly consider Daboll. Like you said, he's not a bad coach. He may not be great, but I think he's good.
What about Frank Smith?
Who's Frank Smith?
I think he's the OC for. Is he the OC for? Is he the OC for the Dolphins? I think he's the OC.
Oh, that sounds familiar.
Yeah, I think he's the OC for the Dolphins still.
Unfortunately, he's an unknown, and
but he he has. See, here's the thing. I think that they are. I think that they might be yearning for just kind of what the Eagles were yearning for last year, and then Kellen Moore came in and put it in motion. And no pun intended, but that's what I mean. Motion. They need some. They have. Frank Smith has a very creative motion game. You know what I'm saying? And those are the type of plays that you need in the new age of football. And you need stuff to be you need to be able to trick defenses, have them read something that's not there. You need motion, you need reverses, you need stuff like that. So I know that with his motion game, like he's shown that he um is very creative with his play calling and the motions that he
But
calls.
Mike
So
McDaniel,
maybe.
it's Mike McDaniel's offense, and Mike McDaniel calls the plays, so you might as well hire Mike McDaniel.
Oh, you
The
does he?
Buffalo.
I thought that. Okay.
No, McDaniel's the mastermind. He's the genius.
Wow,
Only
that
reason,
explains it.
only reason why I wouldn't say Frank Smith is because Ben Johnson was one of the hottest OC head coaching candidates out there, and
Mm-hmm.
we all know because he has a great brain. We don't
Mm-hmm.
know how smart Frank Smith is. Yeah, he's from the Shanahan tree, but there's only Shanahan and McVay who are.
Yeah. Shanahan and McVay are the only elites.
Reed,
No.
Reed, and
Yeah.
that's it.
Belichick.
No, not anymore. Used to be Hall of Famer though.
Yeah.
Used to
Yeah.
be. Jim Harbaugh. Jim Harbaugh's elite.
The Hardballs, both Hardballs are good.
John not looking too good.
Not right now, but he's
John's
legend. He's still like historically he's good.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah. So you're going Frank Smith. I'm going with Daboll. I would look at Lane Kiffin. Honestly, I think Lane Kiffin's a smart.
Yeah, you're high on Lane Kiffin.
Yeah, I think Lane Kiffin's has head coaching experience. Lane Kiffin's a great offensive mind. I think he builds a
I
good
have a
culture.
I have
What's
a
up?
great idea. I have a great idea.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
What they should do is they should fly on down or up to Colorado
Down.
and
Down.
down.
No,
Yeah, down.
no way.
Yes,
No.
they do. They should fly on over to Colorado. They should call that man primetime Deion Sanders, and they should get him to be the coach of the Bills.
You're so high on Dion and Shador.
No, well, we need to talk about Shador because it's ridiculous at this point.
Shador is a QB2 for a bad team. We'll
Stop it.
talk about him when he's actually playing.
No, you're not listening. Exactly. Like, what the fuck do you have to lose? You're watching Dylan Gabriel throw balls at the ground. Like, dude, give the kid a chance. He was projected number one at a point, and then number two not long after that, and then slid because of draft interviews. They keep talking about how he's so cocky and horrible and a terrible
1 minute,
person.
1 minute.
But every time I see videos of him, he seems to be like an amazing guy. He seems to be fun, and like the team loves him, and he's just like, listen, I'm just waiting for my turn. Like, people seem to forget
1
that
minute.
guys
1 minute.
like
1 minute.
we have 1 minute. I'll be very quick. People seem to forget that guys like Shador was a star at the age of like 10 years old. He was on a reality show with his dad. Like he was groomed to be a star quarterback, and like he had to mature, man. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just listen. I'm gonna. Long story short, I think that they've done a terrible disservice to Shador, and I would argue that if they started Shador right after they got rid of Flacco and all those other guys, right? If they started Shador instead of Dylan Gabriel, then they would at least have 4 wins right now.
All right, that's it. We are out of time. Thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Where should Shador be playing right now? Who should be the next head coach for the
We'll talk
Giants?
about it next week.
Deuces.